I don't want to overdo it with the making Forman sound like a fucking genius, but God damn it, it's like taking a Ferrari engine and putting it in a fucking horse and buggy.
He's a big swinging dick. It's okay.
He's a smart dude.
Yeah,
he's a smart dude. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to overdo it.
It's the employment space, everybody. But in our space, our little world here, yeah, he's a thing.
Come on, just slam an iron brew and let's do this, boys.
Hide your kids. Lock the doors. You're listening to HR's most dangerous podcast. Chad Sowash and Joel Cheeseman are here to punch the recruiting industry right where it hurts. Complete with breaking news, brash opinion, and loads of snark. Buckle up, boys and girls. It's time for the Chad and Cheese Podcast.
Enough to know better, too young to care. Hey, boys and girls, it's the Chad and Cheese Podcast. I'm your co-host, Joel Epstein Cheeseman.
And this is Chad Snacky Beers Sowash.
And on this week's episode, Job.com objects, Indeed cuts, and Paradox apologizes. Let's do this.
Hospitality is the heart of our society. It brings people together to share great food, drinks, and experiences. But successfully managing a restaurant or hotel is no easy feat. That's where Harry comes in. Harry is the frontline employee experience platform that helps you build, manage, and engage great teams. With Harry, managers can easily find and hire top talent, manage timekeeping, and communicate with employees at any time from any place. Candidates and team members can quickly and efficiently apply for jobs, swap shifts, and access important information entirely from their mobile devices. And Harry's robust employee engagement tools make team members feel more connected than ever. With Harry, as an owner or operator, you get a bird's eye view of your business, from turnover cost, labor cost, employee sentiment, compliance risk, and team performance. Run your business better by understanding the power of your people. Because when your team is the heart of your business, Harry is the heartbeat. See how it transforms your business.
So Berlin, huh?
Ich bin ein Berliner, yes. Yes.
You're a jelly donut?
I'm a thing of currywurst, that's for sure. Good Lord.
Oh God, yeah, that's beautiful.
It is
that's
good.
A beautiful
it is
taste.
Good. It's like it's either a rich man's hot dog or a poor man's bratwurst. I don't know which. But yeah, so listeners know we do Recfest every summer. Last 2 summers, this will be 3 that I've taken Cole, my now 18-year-old, over to Europe. We did England first year, we did Ireland last year, and we picked Berlin this year. So I'd never been, he had never been. It was great. It's an incredibly disjointed city.
Yeah.
80% of it is gone after World War II. So the rebuilding, the Cold War, it's old, it's new, it's conservative, it's liberal. The architecture is confused. It's like part Eastern Bloc, part old Europe's 19th century stuff. They're incredibly still shameful about what happened, which you go to England and they think it's 1882 and Queen Victoria is still running the empire, and Berlin it's like there's no chestiness at all in Berlin. They're very, very shameful, but incredibly worthwhile. If you're a history buff, World War II, Cold War, Napoleon, walk through the Brandenburg Gate. Like there's so much really cool history there. Awesome. There's a Soviet monument right in the middle of everything, which is kind of bizarre in today's world. No one's visiting it except kind of just passing through. Hitler's bunker is a parking lot. They couldn't blow it up, so it's just kind of there. There's a really cool monument to the slaughtered or the murdered Jews of Europe, I think it's called. Very, very, very interesting. So yeah, highly recommend Berlin. I assume you've been there, but if not, you should put it on your list.
No,
for sure.
Just Munich. We need to go though. We do. Yeah. We do need to go. I mean, I need to spend more time in other places in Europe. That'd be awesome as well.
Yeah. Did you find a certain shame in Munich? Probably not. It's probably pretty unique to Berlin.
Yeah, no, not as much, I would say, we didn't spend enough time there. We're like bouncing all around, but we do need to spend more time there.
Oh, and the concentration camp that's in Berlin.
Oh, Jesus!
Talk about haunting. Literally, where they train the SS troops, the barracks are there. Yeah. The field in which they trained. There's a Gestapo component to the concentration camp. They still have the wooden post where they shot people. They still have the hooks. So, this Gestapo would torture you. They'd tie your hands behind your back, and then they would hang you from your wrists, and it would dislocate your arm, which I couldn't imagine how. But the hooks are still there, which is really weird. The kill pit.
It's haunting.
Pit, totally haunting. And they put wood in the kill pit, which I'm sure you've seen in movies, because the bullets would ricochet and the wood would catch the bullets, and the holes are still in the wood. I mean, it's just super haunting. Really a hat tip to Germany for keeping it. They could have torn it down long ago. They kept it for memory's sake and that we don't forget. But make sure that you do that as well if you're out there.
Yeah, when we went to Poland a couple of years ago, we went to Auschwitz. And that, I mean, it's haunting. It is completely haunting. But to get away from the haunting, no, I've been on the beach since. As soon as we left, we always have friends that follow us down from Recfest. We have a drink fest, to be quite frank. I mean, I am trying to put as much water down as
you
I
look a little
possibly
rough.
can right now.
You look a little rough, Chad.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. So anyway, had two sets of friends literally come down. First set came in and they stay with us. We have a good time and had like an overlap. 3 others come down and we play paddle and we drink, and it's just like, so we're breathing it out. It was an amazing time. Whirlwind, but amazing time. And that's where the snacky beers come in, because in Portugal, if you're watching on YouTube, got the little bitty beers, like the half beers.
Yep.
And you can just, in Portugal, not much like the rest of Europe, they love their beer ice cold. And you get one of those little beers, and you can just, I mean, obviously you can drink a lot more, but they're just so cold. And that's kind of like almost like a tradition, let's just say.
Okay. Were these industry guests or like just personal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I had Chris and Marin come down. Okay. I've been friends of ours for a while. And then the boys from Talent Nexus, up in the UK, they love playing paddle. Come down. We have a little strategy session with snacky beers. And it just had a fucking blast, like we always do.
Cool. So, take a little break, take a little pause, because before you know it, we'll be headed to Nashville for Recfest 2.0. Yeah. And that's already shaping up to be quite a time as well.
No kidding.
Thanks to Recfest. Had a great time. A lot of people I wanted to connect with didn't, just because it's busy and people want to talk to you, and an Oasis cover band are on stage. So sorry if we didn't get a chance to talk. I know Matt Alder, I usually sit down and have some drinks with. He was out, I think, before I got a chance. So sorry if we didn't get a chance to speak, but those who did had a great time. Hot as shit in London.
In the tent, It was a little bit nicer outside, a little breeze.
Yes, quite a bit nicer. But this is a red meat show. So let's get to.
Is it time for shout-outs?
Let's get to some stuff here.
Here at the Chad Cheese Podcast, one thing that we love is obviously you watching, but also like and subscribe.
So
it is
an incredibly somber shout out for both of us, Chad. Listeners of the show will know Matt Lavery, UPS, 28 years.
28 years
there, passed away last week in all we know is a boating accident, sailboat. His funeral was this past week. It's been heavy on my mind, Chad. Curious what your takeaways are and how you're feeling.
Yeah, I mean, there aren't many times when you feel like a immediate connection with a dude or with somebody, right? And it was like we met him, I think it was in San Diego for the first time when we interviewed him. Yep. that's when we really got to spend time with him. And it turned into a bromance, like a throuple bromance right out of the gate. We're all from the Midwest. I mean, we all love sports. We all love food. And I mean, and he's such a smart dude and he gets it. And we can talk with him on a level that most talent acquisition, people just can't. And it's not that they're dumb. It's just that he has so much expertise. It just that we melded so well. And so at that point, I literally reached out to him because I was like, hey, look, we'd like to have you on more stages. I mean, what you're talking about is amazing. What you're doing is amazing. And I mean, we literally became friends really fast, and had texting all the time. He would always text me, probably did you too, always text me about this week's show and had some, some hot takes on some stuff and whatnot. And we've had him on the show to actually, review the Leo, if you guys didn't remember that. Good Italian beef. But I was in total disbelief for at least 24, if not 36 hours. I woke up and I sent the message to you as soon as I got it.
Yeah.
And the obit wasn't out yet, nothing like that. So to me, it wasn't real. And I went to my texts, and the first thing I did was literally just type his name with a question mark, just kind of like, are you there kind of thing. And because I just couldn't believe it. And this was more selfish than it was anything else, because he really was a friend. We were talking about, the reason why I was coming back early is because he was gracious enough, and he was one of the most gracious dudes that would give his time to you. But he was gracious enough to offer us both to come to a Notre Dame game. And I was coming to a Notre Dame game to go with him. They're playing A&M on the 13th. And I thought, fuck. I'm just never, you have those interactions, whether they're just basic texts or they're going to do something. You went out and had pizza with him. We've done so much, right?
Yeah.
This one just hits so much more different, than many. Okay.
Yeah.
Not that he's more important. It's just the connection that we had. And he was so gracious in giving his time, not just to guys like us, but mentoring people. Just an amazing human being. And we're going to miss him.
When we started the podcast, the people who we would meet was not even on the radar. And 8 years of doing this, the people we've met have probably been the most valuable thing from starting this podcast. And we can go down the list, and everyone's probably sick of hearing about all the people that we get to meet. And Matt was one of those people that you hit it off immediately. Sports fan, food fan, just a dude, just a guy from Southside Chicago, very humble. I call these people 3 a.m.ers. The people who are 3 a.m.ers are, if they get a call from you at 3 a.m., one, they're going to answer it, and two, they're going to do whatever they can to help you with whatever's wrong at 3 a.m. And we have a few of those that we've met over the years, and Matt was one of those guys. And whether it's like, you got to come to a Notre Dame game, and I was set to to watch the USC game, which is probably the most highly sought after game of the season. He wasn't throwing out the Navy game. He was throwing out like whatever game you want. And that's the kind of guy that he was. He was a man of the people, even though he was almost always the smartest guy in the room. One of the things that really was awe-inspiring to me was that on his LinkedIn profile, and keep in mind, he was at UPS, labor unions, regular people doing, hard jobs every day. And Matt was a Notre Dame grad, and he had an MBA from the University of Chicago. Now, if you know anything about universities in America, those are two of the top colleges in the Midwest, let alone the country. He did not have those on his LinkedIn profile. And I never asked him why, and I wanted to, but I have to imagine knowing him that it was because I didn't want, he didn't want people to sort of put him in a box that said, I'm better than you, because he didn't act that way. And I don't think he wanted that prejudice to be part of his meeting interactions with people. I took Stella up to Chicago a few months ago, and I threw a shot in the dark. The Cubs were playing. They were in town. I've kind of used the Joe Shaker connection enough over the years. I was like, you know what? maybe Lavery knows somebody or has a connection. And I said, hey, do you know anybody that has tickets? He comes back, I've had season tickets for 20 years or whatever it is. He's like, I gave that day to my in-laws or niece or somebody. And he said, but let me call in some favors. And I said, okay, no pressure. Like, we can get tickets. No big deal. Comes back. I got you tickets here. Like they were in the email or the text, downloaded. Fantastic seats. Somebody he knew had some extras or whatever, gave them to me. Like, that's just the kind of guy he was.
Above and beyond.
Above and beyond. Like, he knew people. The videos he showed us, like, he didn't have to do that. He's an executive at UPS. Like, he didn't have to give us the time of day, but he did. And he did that. He took every demo from every vendor that I knew of.
Yes.
He took every conversation at every conference, even though he didn't have to, and he did. And he is a huge void, a tragic loss. I hope wherever he is, I hope he's with Walter Payton and, name your Chicago sports icon. Belushi's got to be there. Like, I mean, I hope that he's up somewhere up in heaven having a good time with Belushi and Peyton and everybody else, because just what a solid guy, man. Solid guy. Way too soon. Our age, we bonded on the Gen X thing. We could do a whole show on the guy, but man, total loss. Hearts out to his family. Value the time you have, guys, and value the people in your life, because you just never know. You just never know.
That's right. You never know, which is a reason why you have to sign up for free stuff. Okay.
What a transition. Oh,
Matt
man.
signed up for free stuff. Matt loved free stuff, by the way.
I like free stuff.
No, seriously. Gonna miss that dude.
Totally miss that dude. He got. We sent him rum on his birthday. This funny side story. Sorry. And what I bought him online was not what he got. He got some shitty Captain Morgan cinnamon whatever. I'm like, no. We're not going out like that. So I got him like something really good, and I added a bunch of old style, because I knew he was going to the Cubs game that day. So I think that brought us to, but like, that's the kind of guy Matt was.
It's a great story.
It. Yeah. Because the friendship that we had. But shitty Captain Morgan if it's your birthday, Chad. But what else can they get from us for free?
Well, whiskey, chicken cock whiskey. That's right. Not just one hand of cock. You've got two. You got two bottles. Cock. Yes,
I do. I love it.
And you should, Stephen. And you should. That coming from the tech talent experts over at Van Hack. Then there's bourbon barrel aged syrup from our friends up north.
Don't wreck our show, you hoser.
Bob and Doug at Kiora, who also our shout out sponsor, by the way.
Yep.
What is it? Texting made easy, made simple, made
and cost effective. Complex. Easy, cost effective. If you're not doing text recruiting, you got to give our friends at Kiora a call for sure.
Too easy. New t-shirts. Oh my God. I don't think there were any left. I think Cole got to leave with an empty backpack, but new t-shirts, brand new Dr. Feelgood inspired t-shirts, from those gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen over at Aaron App. Thanks to Mike and the crew over at Aaron App. Craft beer from the Job Data Geeks over at Aspen Tech Labs. And again, if it's your birthday, this is what Matt did. Matt signed up. He got the shitty rum, but guess what? We gave him the good rum from our friends over at Plum.
In the air right now?
Got to go to chadcheese.com/free.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
By the way, your name looks good with an umlaut over at Chad. Motley Crue style. All right, celebrating another year around the sun, guys, is Jim Lowe, Randall Emery, Eli Carstens, Eva Zills, Karen Heatwell, Michelle Palermo, Wendy Dodd, David Anglikowski, Becky Rand, Leslie LeBlanc, Matt Staney, David Segal Bernstein, Jeff Hunter, and lastly, George LaRockout with your cock out. That's right. Happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday!
And thanks for listening to the Chad and Cheese.
That's right. And as we said, we're back from Recfest. We're going to be talking more about events, luckily from those fun kids over at Shaker Recruitment Marketing. But we're not going to talk about it this week. We're just trying to recover.
We got a lot going on this week in the news.
Topic!
This is supposed to be the dog days of summer. We're supposed to be, at the paddle court and poolside. But Chad, we learned this week you might have to take some sensitivity training. You've ruffled some feathers because some of the things you said about Job.com's bankruptcy last week, which I was not on, had their co-founder Aaron Stewart a bit distraught. After almost a year off LinkedIn, he posted, quote, "I don't condone the use of the company's challenges as a form of gaining views, likes, or attention. But podcast shows like the above," meaning you and me, "are here just for that reason," end quote. You're such a whore for attention, Chad. You want those clicks and likes. You've had quite a few messages from the good folks at present and past from job.com.
Yeah.
What you got?
So it's really interesting because there are a lot of people that say, like, you're trying to sensationalize things. And in this case specifically, it's bankruptcy, right? And there are people that are going to be hurt. We talked about Monster and CareerBuilder and their bankruptcy. We talked about who they owe. There are debtors. There are unsecured debtors and there are secured debtors, right? So we talked about that on last week's show. Emmy and I did. And then we talked about the prospect of a buyer. And who would that buyer possibly be? Well, they're creating another company to buy job.com. So literally, you're going into bankruptcy to be able to scrub everything clean, and all the people that you owe money to are getting fucked. And more than likely, the people that you work for, right? Not all of them, maybe you get to keep some of them, but they get fucked too. And then you get to buy the company assets back for cheaper and then just continue to do operations. To me, that does not feel right. So that's not sensationalizing anything. That's just telling the fucking truth of what is, at least what they're looking to from a stalking horse standpoint, happen. So yeah. And I think, and this is where I really want to challenge anybody who says this, when it comes to attention, that post was actually created to try to talk to us about gaining attention. Well, we should provide the attention where it's due, and it's due here because this shit shouldn't happen. And when people are owed money, it shouldn't happen. Since then, I have been on the phone. I have been chatting. I've been on Messenger. When we started this, I was actually on the fucking phone with somebody. And so this is from Aaron's post. Quote, "I'm here to console those that maybe are feeling lost, frustrated, saddened by all that has happened, whether you've worked with us, partnered with us, or just in the industry," end quote, right? So it's all flowery and it's all, but it says nothing because it's interesting because I have, and it's actually out there in public as comments, employees are asking for their 2024, last year, W-2s. They don't have them. They can't file their taxes. They can't receive tax returns. They can't use that money or pay bills. Everything that he said in that had nothing to do with the actual people. He said family. He posted a picture of his family in an airport getting ready to go on vacation. These people can't fucking afford that. These people are looking for their tax return dollars. Right. And then you start to go down kind of like the rabbit hole of, well, if a company can't provide the W-2, there's tax withholdings, right? So you have tax withholdings, you have 401k withholdings, right? You have HSA, you have child support, you have all these different things that can be withheld from an organization. Now that's the record of it to the federal government. So you can show them, hey, look, I'm paying my taxes. Can I get a return? Or maybe I need to pay a little bit, but this is something that we have to do, right? These people can't do that. And to me, making it about yourself, posting a picture with you and your lovely little girls and your lovely family, I think that's really cute, but that is not the point.
Yeah.
You're getting ready to go on a vacation where a lot of these people, they're not going to be able to fucking afford it. And they don't want to be under possibly the thumb of the IRS, right? And, a phrase that Aaron likes to say, is all will be revealed. Well, there are a lot of conversations and actually things that I've been hearing about happening, behind closed doors.
Yeah.
That I've been able to actually listen into. And I think all will be revealed. I think he's 100% right. Just not in the way he might be thinking they will be revealed. So, just in response, this is not about attention. When you see somebody doing something wrong in the industry, we talk about how Indeed does stupid shit and we make fun of them, right? This is incredibly different. This is owing bankruptcy, prospectively hurting vendors in our industry, which we talked about with Monster and CareerBuilder, right? Yep. So this is not something where we're picking on job.com. This is where we are shining a light and trying to add a little disinfectant to the fucking conversation.
Amen. Look, we're a couple of meatheads. This is an attention game, but we don't make up the news. We don't make up the court filings. We don't make up lawsuits and layoffs. And I mean, that's... You may or may not like what we say about it, but we're not making this shit up. We're talking about our opinion of what goes on. And, we have come across in our time quite a few, from carnival barkers to shysters to straight out criminals. I'm not putting them in any particular bucket, but someone is probably going to do a deep dive on this operation and reveal a lot of really interesting things. I think you've been bombarded in the past week or so of past employees, investors, people that have been acquired. Like, there's a lot of shit going on here, and it's not just smoke. There's got to be some fire. And between bankruptcy, lawsuits, who knows what's going to come down the pike.
There's
this stuff
a ton
will
of
be
fucking
revealed.
lawsuits.
It's not for, I have better things to do than investigate job.com, what's going on. But I can tell you, we're not making this shit up. These are public records. These are things going on. These are things still in the court. Look, there's a lot of diversion going on. There's a lot of like, don't look at this over here. Look at me. And he's Scottish, right? He's kind of like, I'm a fun Scottish guy. I got a great family.
He's English.
English. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, Scots. Didn't mean to do that to you. Yeah. Sorry, Scots. I mean, look, this shit will be revealed, but I mean, from what we know in terms, in addition to the public record stuff, he's got another co-founder. Look, if you go to Glassdoor, Paul Sloyan, who I don't think we've ever talked to, is CEO currently. Yeah. He has a 4% rating on Glassdoor.
Holy shit.
4%. Okay. Only 8% of the employees would recommend working at job.com. A ton of comments about they don't pay employees, commissions are not paid. Again, this is on Glassdoor. This is not us making it up. You can take it for what it's worth. But all the signs, and Chad, you and I have been around this game a long time. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. And there's some shit going on here. Hopefully it'll come out at some point. But look, I would buyer beware on anything job.com that's going on, whether you're an employee, investor, looking to buy their services, because this thing stinks to high heaven.
And again, we're taking a look at all of this, and again, from the standpoint of just being able to ensure that companies, listeners, and hopefully the real information comes out. I'm getting information like case files and those things that are actually pushed to me all over the place. So I'm getting more information, but I'm also reaching out to journalists so that they can do their jobs, and they have different connections to be able to do that too, because it is most important to me that if there is impropriety, We don't know that there is yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if there is propriety, it is sussed out, so that it doesn't happen again. Because again, the employees, not the ones driving Ferraris, not the ones who are taking, vacations with their kids, the ones who can't afford that stuff, the ones that are doing the hard work.
Yeah,
they deserve not to have to go through that shit. Right? The next round of people who could prospectively be suckered into something like that. And again, all things will be revealed. Everything could be clean and great or not. We'll find out. We will find out.
I suspect when the lights are turned on, there's going to be a lot of roaches scurrying for safer places. Not since Jobster, if we're going way back. I mean, when I did a little bit of stuff on Jobster, I mean, people came out of the woodwork. It's kind of like when you have harassment cases, like once one thing, it's just a house of cards and the whole thing comes down. And I suspect that we'll be talking about this for a few more weeks because there is something there. I think there's something there.
Deep breath, kids. Deep breath.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
All right, more red meat, everybody. Indeed announced a 6% reduction in its workforce, impacting 1,300 employees across Indeed and Glassdoor. Christian Sutherland-Wong, Glassdoor CEO, will step down on October 1st. LaFawn Davis, Indeed's chief people and sustainability officer, is also out the door. Indeed's last big layoffs, in case you missed it, May 2024, 1,000 workers laid off, roughly 8% of its headcount at the time. March of 23, they laid off 2,200 employees, representing kind of a whopping 15% of its workforce. And now you have this. It's nice to know that the industry's top dog is so good at retaining top talent. Chad, your thoughts on the news out of Indeed.com?
Yeah, it really sucked. I mean, we were at Recfest. Indeed had a big booth. Glassdoor.
And Glassdoor too, yeah.
Had a booth. Yeah, had a booth, right? And these things are happening all around us, right? So this sucks, and sorry to hear it. And the thing that really sucks is that there are so many amazing people that are out of work right now.
Yep.
It's great for all the companies that are out there who need top talent. What I would do is I would look at the ones with the monsters, the career builders, so on and so forth, right? I mean, that to me, I mean, they're just great experience that's out there. So this really sucks, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this into get it ready with Steven, a history lesson.
Okay. Hold on.
Here we go.
Where's our history lesson? Here we go.
Time for a history lesson.
So kids, we've talked about this before, but back in 1998, TMP Worldwide merged Online Career Center, OCC, and the Monster Board to create Monster.com. Why? Because Jeff Taylor convinced Andy McKelvey, the owner of TMP Worldwide, the pretty much the holding company, it was better to combine efforts than to fight each other, right? Sibling rivalry, so to speak, wasn't great in this scenario. And Jeff, I know this was more complex than just that, right? I know that it is, and we could have a whole half-hour show. So don't beat me up too much over the retelling. But it was a smart move, right? To be able to put them together, to be able to create Monster.com. That would have never happened. We would have never had blimps. We would have never had the Super Bowl commercial. They wouldn't have not had the ability to really combine marketing budgets, sales budgets, those types of things. So they were. So fast forward to May of 2018 when Recruit Holdings, TMP in the story, acquires Glassdoor, a company with a very similar model to Indeed. Indeed was more job posting forward, right? But had reviews. And Glassdoor was more review forward, but it had jobs. So there was some redundancy there. Now, the Jeff Taylor in this story would be Chris Himes. As he took over, because Daco finally went back up to the mothership, which, can't expect much out of a guy who's running the fucking holding company, then coming down and running Indeed. So Chris Himes, this to me is a fucking slam dunk to combine these incredibly redundant organizations and bring much of those redundancies under one roof and have huge efficiencies, a unified sales opportunity, a huge cost savings. But Himes never did it. which is one of the reasons why I have been saying for years, he should have been fired. Glassdoor was a redundant brand per se, still had some brand equity. Yes, the domains are awesome. Yes, you can do, SEO around it, and you can still do all the things that you wanted to. But again, just the redundancies didn't make any sense. This makes sense. I'm sorry that 1,300 people had to feel the sting on this one, because if they would have done this much earlier, it might not have been this big of a cut.
Emotional damage.
Agree with all that. I mean, before Indeed even bought Glassdoor, Indeed employees would have a laugh about how much more review content they had than Glassdoor. So when they bought Glassdoor, it was kind of like we're taking a competitor off the board. We're putting our content on there. We'll get the SEO traffic. Let's eliminate some of the redundancies. And they didn't really do that. They kept it as a separate company for up until now, really. It had its own staff, its own CEO. So from a business standpoint, this makes a ton of sense. They should have done it 6 months after they bought the company, or maybe a year into it. Frankly, the only Chat GPT and AI, which I've said this for a while, really replaces the need for a review site. It's much more intuitive to go to your favorite AI solution and say, what's it like to work at GM, and get that answer, than it is to like go to Glassdoor, which, by the way, is a user nightmare. You can't use it unless you log in. You got to join the company or you join the site.
It's horrible.
I mean, it's horrible.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. Like, they don't want you to see the reviews unless you give them your blood type and your social security number. So people are probably not going to the site in droves that they were. They're using AI and other tools. So the only value that it really has, and I don't think the URL is that valuable anymore because of the way SEO has changed. But the only thing that sticker, that goddamn we're a Glassdoor best employer that I still see at airports and at restaurants.
You see them on the side of the fucking planes.
Yeah, billboards, companies will put up, like, that's literally it. That's the value of the company. So and that's probably fading away as well. So in addition to that, get rid of Glassdoor, get rid of the redundancies. I also think this is part of the big swing that we talked about of Indeed trying to own everything that you do. Glassdoor is not part of that vision of the future. And my guess is a lot of the talent that's there isn't prepared or able or skilled enough to take Indeed to the next level. I've seen a lot of job boards where the salespeople, they know how to sell like single job postings. And when the job board says, hey, we're going to sell more complex stuff, they're just not prepared or skilled to sell the bigger stuff. So part of this may be, look, we need different skills to come in. So we need to let go of the people who don't have the skills for our future. So good move. Sorry to the people that lost their job based on the past. They should have known that it might be coming. And people that I know at Indeed, every time there's a layoff, I message them and say, you safe? So far, so good. But I'm waiting for any time to say, like, nope, I was part of this one. Let's take a quick break, guys.
Totally sucks.
Again, if you haven't seen our lovely mugs on YouTube, go subscribe. Go to youtube.com/@ChadCheese. You'll love the shorts. We're doing a great job on those, and we'll be right back.
So you posted a new job ad. Now you can sit back and wait for the applications to roll in, right? That's why we built JobPixel. Imagine showing candidates why your company is great with real people, real stories, and real culture. With JobPixel, it's not just another job ad. It's an invitation to something much bigger.
Video gives you a 3 times better response rate.
So instead of chasing after candidates, they'll be coming to you.
And with a 34% boost in conversions, candidates aren't just looking, they're applying.
And if you're worried about people clicking away, don't be. Our videos reduce bounce rates by 25%. That means they're watching, they're engaged, and they're interested.
282% more engagement. Yeah, you're going to need a bigger inbox.
Finding the right candidate is tough, but with JobPixel, it doesn't have to be. Show your company's authentic story, and the candidates will follow.
Let's make recruiting fun again, because honestly, it could use some help.
Do you want to see how JobPixel can save you time and money while achieving your KPIs? Schedule a demo today.
All right. More red meat. A Wired article uncovered basic vulnerabilities in McDonald's job applications on McHire.com, powered by our friends and sponsors, Paradox. By guessing a weak admin password and tweaking application IDs, the reporters accessed up to 64 million records with personal info like names, emails, phones, resumes, and chat logs. To their credit, Paradox fixed the issues very quickly, confirmed limited data exposure, and launched a bug bounty. Chad, your thoughts on a pretty bad couple of weeks at Paradox?
Yeah, I think probably to some extent you and I are way too close to this. I mean, we know the Paradox staff really well. They're a sponsor. We do the AI sessions with those guys. This happened after we recorded last week. So I got a chance to actually take a beat and just kind of like dig into it. And a lot of the reporting, the Wired reporting, is actually just totally incorrect and not factual. And there was a response that was posted on Paradox. And the beautiful part about what Paradox did is they said, "Oh shit, we're wrong. We did have this security flaw, and here's what it was." I think it was interesting because it was a single instance. It was from a test account. They hacked into the test account to be able to access the API. But the most important piece that's here that I think that we kind of go crazy about is this is not a payroll data platform. This is a candidate platform. You're looking at phone book data. So kids, if you don't know what a phone book is, back in the day, we had these yellow pages and phone books, and it would have really simple information. It would have your first name, last name, your address, and your phone number, right? Now I guess we can put in book data, the email address, right?
Yep.
Literally everything else not available. So this is not a launch codes type of situation. Oh, they got in and they got into our database and they got a bunch of names, a bunch of phone numbers, and a bunch of emails. Well, fuck. I could probably take less time and go buy that from somebody else, like millions, right? Number one. Number two, they only accessed 5 candidates and their chat history. That was it. So to me, let me get to the second part. So the second part, they started talking about injection attacks. And I was like, holy fuck. That is where shit could go off the rails, because in an injection attack, there are many different, I can't say that I'm an expert on this, but you can literally inject code into a code base, right? You can get into it and you can inject code into a code base, which really fucks everything. Cause think of all the different bugs and that you can create, not to mention all the different phishing. And I mean, there's so much that you can do. They tried an injection attack on Paradox. It didn't work. So the little thing, which is literally late 1990s shit, username, password, right?
Yep.
That was a 2018 account. They said, mea culpa, we'll fix that shit. But it was, so they owned it, but it was phone book data. That's what it was. It was phone book data. It wasn't payroll data. It wasn't social security numbers. It was none of that shit. The thing that you get out of this is it seems like in many cases, A lot of chief security officers are really, really, really focused on the big shit, like injection attacks and those types of things.
Yeah.
And sometimes maybe the little things could kind of like slip through. But again, five candidate profiles and their chat histories were accessed versus the prospect of something bigger that could happen. So yeah, I think we should get used to this from the standpoint of companies. They did a bug bounty. They said, yep, that was on us. And away you go. Right. So again, I am totally biased. No Adam, no Jay-Z, no Aaron. I mean, there's just the list goes on. But again, I'm biased, but this is how my brain is working right now.
You're not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe?
So I have three thoughts on this. The first one is, did McDonald's fire them? Like, was what they did so egregious that Olivia is now gone from McDonald's? Well, no shocker. I went to McDonald's. Olivia's still powering the job search at McDonald's. So the ultimate justice here would be as if McDonald's said, this is so bad that we're firing you, or that we're out of the Paradox business. Well, they're not. So that's the first point. The second point is, are we surprised that this shit happens anymore? I mean, regardless of how we feel about Paradox, like in the last month, 500 million LinkedIn user profiles were on sale in the dark web. Another 500 million Facebook profiles for sale on the dark web. If you don't think the information that's on a job search conversation is out there anyway on another platform, you are walking around blind without a cane, pal. In our space, Monsters had breaches before. We talked about a few years ago. I had forgotten about this till I did a little bit of homework, Chad. Do you remember when CareerBuilder was locked down from a malware attack and they had to pay ransomware to get their site back?
Yes.
That's in just our space. So companies are dealing with this on a constant basis. I think the fact that it was McDonald's didn't help. If this had been, Podunk's warehouse of clearance items, no one would have given a shit. But because it was McDonald's, I think it was sexy. It's going to hurt. TechCrunch, Fortune, like some legitimate companies are picking this stuff up. So it will be a story for a while. Of course, in Trump's America, it's not a story for very long because we're moving on to the next thing. So I think this is mostly going to fade away from the scene. The most posts that I've seen have been technical people talking about sort of the nerdy logistical stuff around why wouldn't you have sort of belts and suspended that to make sure that it didn't happen. In our space, this is my third point. We mentioned my trip in Berlin, Chad. There's a great word that the Germans, and only the Germans probably could have created. It's Schadenfreude. And Schadenfreude is pleasure at the pain of other people, or in this case, an organization. Look, Paradox has been kicking everybody's ass for 10 years. Now's your chance to kick them in the nuts. And you can bet that a lot of people are coming out, really not a lot, but people are coming out and saying, like, what a Bush League organization. This is supposed to be like a high level, premier product. Let me tell you something real quick. We're in the employment business. There is no premier product, right? The best developers are working for Meta, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, et cetera. We get what's left. Not that we'd love the best, but no one wants to work in employment. So yeah, branded wise, it might be, but like, don't kid yourself and think that anybody has better developers that are up the level of the quality companies that we think about. And think about who's commenting and throwing dirt and mud on Paradox, and ask yourself, what might they have to gain from throwing shit at Paradox? Who are they advising? Who are their customers? What's their business? Be objective about this and don't just take comments at face value. Do your homework, do your background checks on people. There might be a reason why they've come out of the woodwork and talked trash about Paradox. And those are my three things on this issue, Chad. And yes, we are biased, but they will survive this. And I think they'll be fine. They fucked up, people. They fucked up. Most organizations have.
Yeah, but again, it's one of those things. It's how fast you're going to find loopholes. You're going to find, something that needs a patch or something like that. How fast do you respond? And then what do you do?
Yeah.
Beyond that to ensure that it doesn't happen again. Right. So to think that this is not going to happen to any other company in our space is just, as you'd said, is wrong. It's dumb. But yet, how do they rectify it moving forward? Again, the thing for me was any company coming out in Trump's America, as you said, saying that they're sorry. They just don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
These guys came out and said, that's on me. We own this. We fixed the shit.
Yep.
We got it.
Yep.
Thank you.
It was a master class in damage control. And I'm sure Jay-Z and his team, the last thing they wanted to do during 4th of July holiday was deal with this. But yeah, it was kind of the playbook of like, when you fuck up, here's what you do: own up to it, fix it, say you're sorry. And they did that. And I doubt it will happen again to them. Now, speaking of not happening again, Chad, I was in Berlin.
Yeah.
So some news came out. You got some Windows stuff. Looks like Forman isn't done. What's going on with our friend Christian Forman?
Yeah, so I heard rumblings. It was kind of rumored to some extent that Chris was actually going to another Stepstone property, which I thought was odd because all the other Stepstone properties are less than an Appcast, right? I mean, Appcast is gold standard with regard to programmatic and just name and all that other fun stuff. Then you have Stepstone, which actually the site itself, come on, it's a fucking job board in Germany they have others, but it's mainly a job board in Germany.
Yeah, even
and then you have Total Jobs. Yeah. Then you have Total Jobs, right? So, and then you have some other smaller, and you're like, what's he going to do? Well, apparently, and I don't know if this is just an interim scenario, but it's either a managing director or a CEO position at Total Jobs. So interesting, because we talked to him about retiring and
chickens,
you look
right?
in the archives.
Raising chickens? Is that what it was?
Goats.
Oh, goats?
Goats and chickens and and whatnot. So I thought this was interesting, just from the standpoint of Chris saying, "Oh yeah, I'm out," and then literally slumming it. Not that you're bad people, Total Jobs. You're not at all. Yep. It's just small market shit, right? He's a bigger market strategic type of guy. So being able to take, it's like putting, I don't want to overdo it with the making Forman sound like a fucking genius, but goddamn it, it's like taking a Ferrari engine and putting it in a fucking horse and buggy.
He's a big swinging dick. It's okay.
He's a smart dude.
Yeah,
he's a smart dude. I don't want to overdo it.
It's the employment space, everybody. But in our space, our little world here, yeah, he's a thing. He's a big deal. So yeah, I was.
That escalated.
I was really shocked because when we talked to him, and we had a great conversation. If you haven't listened to that, check out the archives with our conversation with him. Chickens, goats, cheese, milk. I don't know what it was. I forget. But he made this thing like he was going to farm the land, and he was going to lead a quiet life in the Vermont or New Hampshire wilderness, and like. I've got my money. I'm fading in the sunset. And then you come up with this. I'm like, what? Does he owe someone money? What? Who does somebody have something on him? So there's no way that he wants this gig. There's no chance in hell that he wants to run Total Jobs. So yeah. So
unless he just wants some time in the UK or something.
I don't know. Look. Fame and recognition, it's a hell of a drug. And I can tell you from Cheesehead to leaving and closing down Cheesehead, people forget you very quickly. They forget, they move on to the next thing quickly. So I'm not saying Chris is in there, but yeah, people forget about you. I don't think he's an attention whore, but to me, it's like one of three things happened here. He owes someone a favor. Someone's like, dude, please. Help us. It won't be forever. We need a little plug of the hole for a little bit. Yeah. Number two, maybe he was promised you get unlimited budget and you get to play mad scientist. Maybe plug Appcast with some agency shit, with some job board, like do some crazy shit. Maybe that had some appeal to him. And the other one, which is more likely, somebody showed up with a bag of money in a Brinks truck and said, we need you. We're going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Here's a bunch of money and take it. Because there's no growth here. There's no growth story. There's no cool factor. There's no reason for him to want to do this gig.
Yeah. They're owned by PE, right? It's KKR, right? After they did the restructuring.
Oh, I don't know. That's how much they matter. I have no idea what's going on at Total Jobs.
I don't see them saying unlimited cash to anybody. I don't care who came down, I don't see them saying unlimited cash. But I would say, watching Chris on stage and at events and talking to him, he's definitely an attention whore, and that's okay. A lot of founders are attention whores. They are. I mean, they are, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
well, Total Jobs ain't the gig to get if you want attention.
I know, man. I know.
Oh my God. Let's go see the CEO of Total Jobs speak. Yes, that's exciting. I want to see what they have to say. Maybe that goes back to the mad scientist. He's going to do some crazy shit, and like Jeff Taylor's coming back, so I got to come back. I can't let the stage be empty, man. I don't know. It's going to be a wild fall. But anyway, Chris, open invite to the show to tell us what the hell is going on with Total Jobs. We'll be right back. If you haven't subscribed, guys, if you haven't left us a review, what the hell are you doing? If you like what you've heard today, please sign up. Please leave us a review. It helps us with the algo, and we get more listens. And we're needy, unloved people, and need
attention.
Yeah, takes one to know one, like my mom used to say. We'll be right back.
At Shaker Recruitment Marketing, our comprehensive services include branding, talent attraction, MarTech, and analytics, empowering you to achieve your recruitment marketing goals. We believe in doing things the right way, delivering the right message through the right activation, achieving the right conversion. For us, business is deeply personal. Our legacy is built on relationships. Together with our people, clients, and partners, we've been shaping the world of talent for over 70 years.
Oh my God, more red meat, Chad. You talked about the JobGet deal, rumored at $7 million. Apparently, some things have come to light to verify that $7 million price tag. What have we learned about JobGet and the deal for Monster CareerBuilder?
Yeah, it was funny. Peter Zollman over at AIM Group reached out to me. He said, "That's no rumor. That's true." And then he sent me the link. So if you go to AIM Group, if you're not subscribed to AIM Group, you should do that. It's aimgroup.com. Great guys, great content.
By the way, AIM Group, if you're not investigating job.com, we invite you to turn on the lights, so to speak. Please do some due diligence over there.
I may or may not have already reached out. So $7 million from JobGet for the job board business of CareerBuilder plus Monster. Think of that.
God.
Think of that. They, at one time, that just the job board assets, because that's really all they were. And we're just talking about Monster, right? It was $1 billion company. And this is 15 years ago. 15 years ago.
Made $1 billion.
And $7 million. Not just
they
for
were
Monster.
making $1 billion.
Monster and CareerBuilder. You're getting them both. So for me, yeah, I mean, that is as AIM Group had said, it's a staggering drop in valuation. Mm-hmm. It's also interesting that Valnet US is buying military.com and fastway.com for $22.5 million.
3 times
what
more.
The living shit. $6 million for Monster Government Services, which was literally just a piece of Monster. It was a growing piece and it was a nice size piece of business, but it was not the core of Monster. So to be able to see this fall the way that it has fallen, CareerBuilder has already been drawn and quartered, and they've already sold pieces off of CareerBuilder. Monster, not so much. Maybe some of the regional stuff, some of the international stuff, but still, this only $7 million. To me, that did not seem realistic. Mm-hmm. It was a rumor, and Peter and the guys and girls over at AIM Group said, nope, not a rumor. This is a stalking horse bid that literally is happening today. So if JobGet gets it, it'll be $7 million unless somebody outbids them.
60% of the time, it works.
And I know you're going to say ZipRecruiter should outbid them or something like that. I don't know.
This is. I have trouble finding words.
It's hard.
When Monster went public, I want to say their valuation was $8 billion. They were making $1 billion in the mid 2000s. They were sold. Randstad paid about $500 million for this. I think CareerBuilder was bought for about the same price. And to think that it has dwindled down to $7 million is just, companies with no revenue at all are getting that in investment. Like companies you've never heard of are raising Series A's at higher dollar amounts than that. The URL, you telling me Monster Energy Drink doesn't have 7 million in the cushions that they can just buy the domain and like do whatever the hell they want with everything else? You're telling me that Indeed doesn't have that in the couch cushions? You're telling me like Job and like some European Job and Talent doesn't have that? Like
Talent, yeah.
I still hold faith that maybe someone will come along with a higher bid, but at this point, I think today or tomorrow, as we're recording this on the 17th, I think it's over. Like 15th was the trial date or the court date. So good on JobGet. This is a steal. Like,
oh God, yes.
The names alone, the domains alone. I mean, forget about the data and the SEO and all that. Like, this is huge. I'm shocked that this is where we've come with Monster and the military. Yeah. I mean, you know this better than I do, but like, why? I mean, the military.com is a great domain, but what else is there that they're paying 3x what Monster and CareerBuilder are getting? Is it data? Is it?
No clue, to be quite frank. I mean, the data is the data. I mean, it's like today we talk about data and it's all out there, right? I mean, it's all out there. So why buy a company when I can just go to a service and pay a hell of a lot less, and then not have to go through all the technical debt and bullshit to try to get it. So I don't know, but I think it's interesting. JobGet is number 5 on the creditors list. That's about $1.5 million that's owed to them. So this is, I think they'll get out of this with the best of both worlds, right? They might not get the 1.5 back. But if they get a much lower price, I don't know.
I love that they've been quiet. JobGet has. I'm expecting our friends over there, if this deal gets done, to come on and tell us what they're going to do with this property, because it's fascinating. Yeah, I guess so. Just the cheap stuff, because $7 million will buy a lot of champagne. It's very confusing. All right, Chad. In honor of our friend Matt Lavery, the dad joke today is inspired by him. And as you know, a fantastic big time Bears fan. What do you call a room full of 32 Packers fans? What do you call a room full of 32 Packers fans?
It'd be cheese something. I don't know.
A full set of teeth.
Oh,
think
very
about
good.
it. We miss you, Matt. More of a dad joke, baby. What?
I said that was more of a dad joke than anything that you've done in a while. So I'm in on the Lavery style, Matt, dad joke. So I love it. Thank you, Matt.
Too much alcohol. Too many feels this week. Love you, Matt. Rest in peace. Tell Belushi hi for us. We out.
Later, dude. We out.
Thank you for listening to, what's it called? A podcast. The Chad. The Cheese. Brilliant. They talk about recruiting. They talk about technology. But most of all, they talk about nothing. Just a lot of shout-outs of people you don't even know. And yet you're listening. It's incredible. And not one word about cheese. Not one. Cheddar. Blue. Nacho. Pepper jack. Swiss. So many cheeses and not one word. So weird. Anywho, be sure to subscribe today on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. That way you won't miss an episode. And while you're at it, visit www.chadcheese.com. Just don't expect to find any recipes for grilled cheese. It's so weird. We out!